But anyway, let's get back to the football. And Ephraim, I was on First Things First last week.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about what AFC team that was out of the playoffs currently did you have the most faith in or thought had the best chance to make the playoffs? And I said the Browns. Because Tennessee, which is playing great with Ryan Tannehill, their schedule's tough.
Yes.
So I was, okay, they might struggle. Indianapolis schedule's kind of tough too. Browns really the Steelers are actually playing pretty decent football. But I really thought they could win outside of maybe that Ravens game. And they beat the Ravens, so maybe they pull an upset. But they go out Sunday and jump to a 10-0 lead and then end up losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who look like they could end up making the playoffs. But the big story coming out of that, Ephraim, and this is Browns. This is Browns-like. Coach Freddie Kitchens wears a T-shirt Friday night to a movie that says Pittsburgh started it. And that has become the big story. Rob G, do we have we got audio of his response here. Here's Freddie Kitchens, head coach for the Cleveland Browns.
The T-shirt didn't have anything to do with us at the -1 moving out. I wore a T-shirt. I wore a jacket with it. My daughters wanted me to wear the shirt, and I'd wear it again. I'd put a jacket on. I covered it up. I took a picture with a fan. That was as simple as that. T-shirt didn't cause us to give up 40-yard passes, and we were ready to play. That's the only thing people need to be concerned about. We were ready to play.
All right.
Okay, well, you can't – first of all, you can't say that in the same sentence. You can't say a T-shirt didn't allow us to give up 40-yard passes. We were ready to play. That doesn't go – right? Am I wrong? Is that a contradiction?
You're not giving up the 40-yard
If you're ready
passes
to play, you're not giving up 40-yard passes, whether you T-shirt or no shirt.
Especially not to Duck Devlin.
Who? Who?
Right? It's not like you were going against Pat Mahomes.
Listen to this, all right? If I told you right now, Christopher Broussard, if I said you get to play a team that's down to their third quarterback, doesn't have their star receiver, their star running back, and a host of other starters, would you like to coach against that team?
Love to.
Oh, and by the way, you have two of the best, 8 receivers in the league. You have 2 running backs that can rush for 1,000 yards at the drop of a hat. You have a bevy of defensive players, first-round draft picks, big money guys. Would you like to coach that team?
Love to.
Guess what else I don't want my head coach doing when you're in the middle of trying to make the playoffs for the first time in ever? Going to the movies.
Forget the T-shirt, right?
So everybody hung up on the T-shirt. The thing that stuck out to me was, why are you at the movies?
What was that, Friday night?
Friday night.
So really? Okay, this is good. He can't go.
Why are you at the movies, man?
What if I'm playing devil's advocate? I got to get look, all week long, I've been in the office. I've been watching film all week long. I've broken down everything. The coaches know what they got to do. I've done my job. Tomorrow we going to get back at it. I need 3 hours where my mind can just be free and I can go watch Queen and Slim and let it go. Is that what he went to see? I don't know what he went to see, but whatever.
I think he went to Mr. Rogers or something.
Mr. Rogers? Oh, that's even – how you going to be mad at somebody for seeing Mr. Rogers? Come on. You got to explain
All
this.
I'm telling you is I've been around a lot of head coaches, right? Coaches who are serious about this thing. Coaches who don't sleep at home. I'm not saying this is right, but I'm saying you come in and they crawling from under the table off the cot, right? Or you go in their office and they got pillows and blankets on the couch, right? There's responsibilities. If they're 10-1, you can go see all the movies you want. If they're above 500, partake a movie. You're doing something right. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns here. All right? I'm not talking about the Patriots. I'm not talking about the Texans or Baltimore. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns. Do you think Mike Tomlin was at the movies on Friday? What do you think? Just Do you think Belichick? When's the last time you think Belichick went to see a movie?
Belichick's ever seen a movie.
There's a reason why. Think Andy Reid's just at the concession stand?
Well, hold on.
Getting some popcorn?
Tony Dungy, I bet he went to see movies.
Tony Dungy
He
was
would go
different.
home at 6 o'clock every night.
And you know what? He had Peyton Manning. Huh. Hello.
All right, you got Baker Mayfield.
Right? You got Baker Mayfield and a bunch of undisciplined players because it starts with you. So while you're at the movies with Mr. Rogers and popcorn and jujubes and bums, right? Your team
with his daughters, I assume.
Right?
Yeah, this is, but I see
Frozen 2. I bet he was
for
watching
me.
Frozen 2.
This is hard for me because I see where you coming at from a football standpoint.
Come on, man.
But it looks like he went. Did he go with his daughters?
We don't know.
He went to the movie. They wanted him to wear the shirt. I think he went with his daughters. He went to see freaking Mr. Rogers. I mean, I'm having a hard time getting mad at him, although I don't like the shirt.
I'm telling you this, okay? There are bigger things you need to worry about, right? The movies are
2 hours.
Look, as a head coach of a team, they'll send you the movies, right? They'll send you whatever movie. All you have to do is have someone reach out. They'll send whatever movie you want to watch. They'll send it to your house, right? So the narrative is this, and I'm not saying, look, man, you got to be a hermit. And you
are. You said it. You are. Don't back up with it now.
It's the program, right? It's the program. It's the scrutiny. It's what you need to do to change the face of the program. Going to the movies in that shirt or going to the movies with no shirt on isn't what you need to do.
I feel you. This just had Browns written all over it.
Of course.
When I look at this team, the fact that you have a receiver who would even consider wearing a watch. All right,
so
that's number or wearing different cleats every game and that don't match the uniform and all that. The fact that all the issues that they have do stem from the head coach and the lack of discipline he has instilled. He has not set the culture. The culture is willy-nilly, do what you like, have fun, we're free, we're loosey-goosey, and it shows on Sundays.
Yes, it does.
And him wearing this shirt. Now, a lot of people might say, what's the big deal? The big deal is that as a head coach, you cannot wear a shirt like that because it comes off as you're belittling, you're making light of what was really a serious matter.
A very serious matter.
You're making light of it. And to be honest, I saw the owner. She had, 95 on her hat, in supporting Myles Garrett. I get you're behind him, but you don't need to do that publicly.
Look, man.
We know you support him to whatever degree is necessary. We don't need you wearing his number on the hat so it looks like you think he was done wrong. He wasn't done wrong. He hit somebody in the head with a helmet. And all of us are lucky it wasn't worse.
Yeah, a little to the left, we got a situation.
Right.
And look, I've been saying this since the Browns have been self-destructing and imploding this whole season. I've been to 5 different teams, 5 different organizations. All right? I've played 13 years in this league. I know when and where the discipline starts and stops on a team. The head coach sets the tone. Not the owners, not the position coaches, not the training staff, not your team captains. The head coach sets the tone. If it's a reason they're leading the league in penalties.
Right.
If the head coach doesn't take – I've had coaches, everyone who got penalties, and I'm talking about not holding or things that happen within the constraints of the game. We're having
like an unnecessary roughness.
You get one of those,
whatever, yeah.
There's retribution. On that Monday when you running. You running. There's fine systems set up in individual players' rooms where if you do something like that, you're going to be fined money. Right? Because everyone has to be held accountable. And if it doesn't start at the head coach, if your head coach is goofy,
right,
and
that's
wearing
what he is.
And wearing shirts and being in light, like just listen to his press conferences all year, right? When is the accountability thing going to happen? It starts with him. And guess what? Players loved him when he was a position coach. They loved him. Great energy. As a head coach, you're the CEO of the team.
Yep.
You have to be buttoned up. Everyone is looking up to you. They can't look parallel. I don't want my head coach to be my homeboy.
Right. And that's what a lot of, to your point, and I've seen it in basketball. Players tend to love the assistant coaches.
Without a doubt.
Because they're not the ones bringing down the hammer. They're working with you on your skills and, this and that. And that's where the danger of the interim coach can come in. Because a lot of times, say you had a hard-nosed head coach, he gets fired. You bring in the interim, who everybody loves, the assistant coach, and you do great for those 20 games, or if it's football, 4 games or whatever. Last year, half a season, well, even though Kitchens wasn't the head coach. It looks good. But then when it really comes down to setting the culture, they just liked him because it was such a change.
Yeah.
And the season's probably over anyway, right? And then you hire that guy, and now you really see what happens when, as you said, the coach is your homeboy.
Can't do it, man.
No.
Can't do it.
And so, it's a bad culture. And look, I think this was the final straw for Freddie Kitchens. I think he'll be out of there unless they somehow make the playoffs, which I can't see happening now, and they go on a deep playoff run. But I think he's gone. And that's why I don't know where you're at on this, and we don't have time to get into it now. I would not trade an OBJ or anything. Like, I wouldn't do that until I get a coach in who I know can put these parts together. And then if it doesn't happen, then I know, okay, they just don't fit. But I wouldn't do it until I bring in a coach like that. All right. Hey, it's The Odd Couple. I'm Chris. He is Rob. And we want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. You can listen to us on the radio, and now you can watch us as well, and it's fun.
No question about it. And remember, all